Have you ever been accused by someone, and at that moment, you knew the best thing to do is to keep your mouth shut because you didn't feel you could trust this person? Hello everyone, this is Andrea with Revitalizing Your Health, and today I'm on part 3 of my story. And last time when I was sharing that we were on our way to the hospital. My baby daughter, who was almost 5 weeks, was in an ambulance. So when we arrived at the first hospital, I remember sitting anxiously in the waiting room. My husband and I were alone there, and we were just devastated and waiting with anxious hearts. And as we waited, we just didn't know what to do. We had made phone calls. We had called grandparents. We had called my midwife who had delivered our baby right in our own home. And she was on her way. And then a doctor came from the emergency room. And what they said to us just froze my heart. Here I am, we are going through the most devastating thing in our lives, and these were the words that we heard. Now we're working on trying to bring your daughter back, but it seems like she doesn't want to come back. So is there something that you need to tell us? I could not believe my ears. And as those words came out of that doctor's mouth, do you think I was going to speak? No. We might have said, no, there isn't. I really don't remember. It was just so devastating. I could not believe it. Shortly after that, they put our baby daughter in a helicopter and flew her to a larger hospital in a bigger town. And we drove to that hospital. And in that hospital, we waited for hours. We were in a waiting room. We had friends and family show up to support us. And I remember being there. We were there day and night. We would go in, we would spend time with our daughter, and we would wait and we would pray. And I remember one night praying so desperately to the Lord. So desperately, please, Lord, save my daughter. I don't want her to die. Please save her. And I remember this peace that came over me that was unexplainable. It was a peace that passeth all understanding. And I went to sleep thinking that that peace meant that our daughter was going to be well. Well, the next day, the doctors had been checking her brain activity, and they finally said there was no brain activity. And the amazing part through this whole experience is the doctors and the nurses at that hospital. When we first arrived there, I remember the doctor coming in, and all of a sudden I had this overwhelming feeling that I could trust this man. And I poured out my heart, my concerns that I had done something wrong. I had let her cry herself to sleep. Was there something wrong with my milk? What was wrong? But he reassured me, you didn't do anything wrong. And during this time, a chaplain came. And the amazing thing is this chaplain was a lady that we had known when I was a kid, and I hadn't even seen her in years and years and years. And yet God placed her there. Somebody that we knew that cared. And then later on, when we knew that she was brain dead, they asked us, do you want to donate parts do you want to help some other child? And we said, yes, we were willing. So we had somebody come from the donation area, and she came and talked to us. And there was a baby at that time that was in California that needed a heart. And in the process of them trying to figure out if their blood types were the same, if everything would work, they finally figured out it would work. But that baby went into arrest and didn't make it. But the hardest thing was the day that we had to choose to unplug our daughter. We held her in our arms. We said goodbye to her. We bathed her. The nurses were so kind. They did handprints and footprints of her on diapers, like blankets they did, and they did some on paper so that we could have some to give to family. Just such a blessing they were. And I remember carrying her in my arms down and getting on the elevator and taking her down to the donation floor, and the doctor's taking her. And it was so hard to let her go. But another blessing during this time, if you can think of any blessings, we had a friend that had come to us, and he said, I've been checking into funeral arrangements. And he said, whenever you're ready to hear, I can share them with you. Well, we said, okay, go ahead, share with us the information. And he shared with us that in the state in which we're in, that we could actually have her buried on our property. That was such a relief to me. It was an amazing relief. And the funeral home wouldn't charge for a baby funeral. We were in such financial difficulty that was another blessing that came. And the only cost would be the casket. And this dear friend paid for that. Even through the difficulties, God brings blessings. And we don't always see him at the time, but we can look back and we can see how he leads and guides us. And I just want to share a couple of promises that mean so much to me. And one is found in Jeremiah chapter 29, verses 11 and 12. And it says, for I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you. I thought God was hearkening to my voice of wanting her to live, but his answer was no. But yet he still gave me a peace that passeth understanding. And the second promise I want to share with you is in Isaiah, and it's Isaiah 41:10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. He will uphold us through those difficult times. He is there, and he will uphold us. And I pray that no matter what you're going through today, that you will understand that God is there beside you, and he loves you and will keep you. And next time, I'm going to share more about what I went through after we had to make that decision to unplug our daughter. And until next time, keep healthy and God bless. If in any way you have been blessed by this video, Please share, like, and subscribe to help me grow. And in advance, thank you.